All right. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Peggy.
And you're watching the Junction Fiber Mill
Millcast. Yeah. Glad you're joining us.
It is a beautiful sunny morning.
It's a beautiful sunny morning. And I took advantage this morning we have a fabulous not-for-profit. It's called the Upper Valley Aquatic Center, but it's also a fitness place. Mm-hmm. And they were offering a free 30-minute, a little bit of assessment, but jump in and do. So I had 30 minutes with a woman named Eva. And
your personal trainer.
Well, now, yeah. and it's a smart thing to do because when you're done, you're going, yeah, I should be doing this. Those balance, strength, cardio.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to try and see if I can't do it a couple times a week to just sort of jumpstart in addition to rowing.
I think Peg and I both sort of, it sounds like, are on we're on a New Year's kick in November.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been, I just recently signed up for a gym around here too, and I'm trying to make some time around lunch when both of the kids are still at daycare to go and escape. But man, are those workouts intense. So it's again, stuff I would never do on my own.
I was about to say it takes, whether it's in a class or a personal trainer, that motivator. First of all, you got to show up because you paid for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, aren't we virtuous?
We're so virtuous. I hope you all are getting your workouts in too.
Yeah, the problem is, of course, when I work out, I want to know that I lost 4 pounds.
Yeah, I don't care in one word.
Oh, see, I do. Anyway. How was your weekend?
My weekend was great. The weather was fantastic.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of social stuff. We're very popular, okay? So we went to Friday night, we had a birthday party, an adult birthday party, officially, but with children.
Yeah.
And then Saturday night, we had a Friendsgiving.
Excellent.
And so, for those that aren't familiar with the term, Friendsgiving is like, a Thanksgiving party with your friends, not your family.
Right.
So your chosen family. Yeah. And then yesterday we had a little brunch party. So I was like,
excellent.
Boom, boom, boom. And, I was in the mood for it. So it was great. And the kids had a blast with all of it. Babe's just like continuing to talk about all her parties she went to this weekend. So it was great. And at each of them, they were sort of adult gatherings with children, which is so much more preferable to me than the kid birthday parties, which we're not really in that stage yet, but we're going to be soon.
Yeah, so. No, we had a crowd when we were raising our kids, and they were very little, like Maven Lewis's age. Yeah. It was the Sundowners, and we met every Sunday evening.
What does the Sundowners mean?
That's what we named ourselves. We met like a religion every Sunday night, and we'd rotate homes. It was in our little neighborhood. Smart. And we'd we all had 2-3 kids, and the adults are being adults, and frankly, we were all drinking margaritas with a recipe that Todd got from Margaritaville, Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. It was a postcard, and that's what, frankly, sent us down that path. But it was exactly that idea. It was the adults had gathered, but the kids are kind of entertaining themselves, but as adults, you're also supervising, but you're...
This is a new stage, because I don't think it works when your kids are as young as Lewis. It's like really when they start to be like, you don't have to worry about them killing themselves constantly.
Right.
And then it's fun because it actually takes less stress when you've got a pack of children. And I have to just, before we get into yarn and knitting, the stuff you're all here for, I have to say there was one kid who was 11 at the Friendsgiving event. I have never met an 11-year-old so kind. He came up, I noticed he was helping Maeve with some stuff. And I came over to him and I said, hey, thank you so much for keeping an eye on Maeve. And he looks at me, he says, oh yeah, she's super cute. And then he extends his hand for a handshake. And then throughout the night, I saw him just sort of taking her under his wing. And they went and, all the kids were watching a movie at a certain point of the night. And she was just like resting on his lap, watching the movie. And I was like, tears. And so I sent Cody and all the adults up one by one to see this scene upstairs in the bedroom. And they all came down like, oh my God, humanity is so great.
That's really good.
We had a great week. So how about you? You had some official business this weekend.
We had a group come in. Liza Laird, she is the author of, I got to get it right, Yoga of Yarns, a knitter's handbook for self-discovery. Mm-hmm. And she has retreats. I think she does them in a couple of places around the country, but she definitely does Vermont. This is the 3rd time she's done it, where they're at a country inn with catered food. And then I know they went to Green Mountain Spinnery one day, and then they came to the farm and checked out the sheep, and then came down to the mill, and that was a lot of fun. And then Todd and I went for a walk early this morning. Yesterday morning, I'm going to show you a picture. You have your hunter's hat. Well, we have our hunter vests.
You need this. I think it was rifle season.
Rifle season has started. It's official, but this, to my mind, is a classic Vermont scene. So this is Todd with the 2 dogs who are also wearing Dayglow orange, which you got to do.
'Tis the season.
Yeah, and then he came back, and it's not just in Vermont, but we have great neighbors, and Todd needed to spread some manure, and it's tough when you've got a manure spreader, and that takes a tractor, and so you've also got
all of your sheep manure piled up for the year.
Right. So
from mucking out the barn from last winter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you've got to spread that out in the fields, and it's really better.
Fertilizes it.
Right. Thank you. Yes, fertilizing it with circle of life. What goes in comes out. But in any case, the neighbor came by with his tractor, which made it just a lot easier because then one tractor can load it into the spreader, and then the other tractor is pulling the spreader. And a pin broke. There was some drama, but a lot got done. Great. Which is great.
I actually, before we move on, have to share one farm-related chore myself.
Yeah.
Cody has been building the world's most beautiful fence. Never seen a more beautiful fence. It is like a three rail, split rail, I think it's called, and it's like real split rail, whatever that means. I guess there's a not real kind, but anyways, he was made sure.
The Home Depot kind versus the.
He's got the legit stuff, right? And he built this English-style gate. I'll show a picture, but it's like you open the really heavy, gorgeous hardware, and like one side you can swing either side if you want. It's the man door or the like big door. Yeah, it's so nice. We've been living in squalor compared to this new gate.
Cody is quite.
He does it right.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
So, as I think maybe folks have already started to pick up on the Millcast even. So this weekend he was working away at it. An hour here or there on Saturday, and I was like, Cody, gosh. You're trying to get this done before we go home to the Midwest this week for Thanksgiving, because when we get back, the ground will be frozen. It'll be much harder to do it.
Yeah.
And so, very uncharacteristic of me, I said, I will help you with this project, husband. And you know what? It was good. I hired a babysitter. She came over during the workday yesterday. And I took, we took like the 3 hours before sundown. And at first there was cursing involved. And we were both a little like, this is the goddamn chickens. Because really the fence was done. We just needed to put chicken wire around the beautiful fence, thereby marring the beauty, unfortunately. Yeah. But it's going to keep the chickens safe and the sheep in there. And anyway, so it was not fun, but we got it done.
Excellent.
And we cut some corners, which is a real challenge for Cody to do. So I feel very proud of us.
All right, good.
And myself too, if I'm honest, but I don't care about the outdoor chores. He's on the hard stuff. I'm on the soft things. Sewing, knitting. He's on woodworking. So anyways, we got that done. And now the sheep, we had electro netting inside of the fencing for a while. So we had the very nice satisfaction of taking the electro net down.
You don't need it at all.
Yep, now they're just in
their area.
And we didn't electrify it at all. So, I mean, fingers crossed. I don't think the electricity even has worked or has done much the past few years, because you get the snow piling at a certain point. It's like,
so we're definitely have turned the corner. If you have sheep right now, they're not, and you're in Vermont, they're on hay.
Yep.
And
they're drinking so much water.
Yeah, they're drinking a lot more water because the hay is dry and doesn't have the water. And here's a picture of our hay. Those big giant marshmallows are really plastic shrink wrap around 450-pound bales, and we've already started going through them. We get 40 of them, and I think we've already gone through 5. And we also have square bales, but I consider these round bales like a giant calendar.
Yeah. Oh,
as they go down, you can go down. Right. You go.
You must go through 2 a week or so then?
Right now, yes-ish, because we're breeding, so we have 2 different groups, and they each have round bales. So
you got the boys in for their dates.
Yeah, the boys are in for their date.
Have we talked about that on the Millcast?
I think we did start to say the breeding season started. And there you see a little bit of aggression going on around there. Anyway, maybe more on that later.
All right. All right. Exciting stuff. What have we got?
Yeah. So we should talk about our adventure that we took.
Yes.
So I think I mentioned this rambouillet that we got, and we sent it down to South Carolina to be scoured. We did a little test with it, and VM is vegetable matter. Speaking of hay, it had a little bit of particles in it. We weren't thrilled with it, and we knew about a mill that has been operating, I want to say, they started around the same time as us, so they maybe are 3 years old, and they've got phenomenal equipment. And they have did you take pictures of the comb?
I did. You'll be seeing some photos here. But the challenge with Rambouillet is it's a type of wool, sheep's wool, and it is really, really fine. And with the fine wool breeds like Merino, Corriedale, Rambouillet, everyone in that family, is if they get VM or hay in their fiber, it doesn't just come out with without a lot of
kind of clings,
work, because you can imagine those locks are all like really crimpy, really fine. They like to trap all that stuff.
Yeah.
So we got it scoured, and we thought maybe Charger's scouring facility would have
would get rid of
some of it. But
they got rid of some, but not enough.
And it was a test, and we could have really only done it with that amount of wool. So we did the test. It came back. We did a test through our equipment here to see could we make yarn with it that we liked. Yeah. And in the end, we were both looking at it like there's too much VM still coming through in the yarn, and we were unsatisfied with it, which is why we reached out to these folks
because they have a piece of equipment we don't have.
Yes, and this is a comb, which rather, they also have a carder, pin drafter, but the comb is the one that we're missing.
Right, that just very finely, it's a wild piece of equipment. All of their equipment is from turn of the century, 1930s.
It's old stuff.
Big.
But it's beautifully maintained.
Paul has really figured out all of these. It's Belle and Paul, but I think Paul is the mechanic.
Yeah, he seemed. I think he had an engineering background, so he's in there very excited about
this comb was really cool. So the question,
I was just want to say, as mill owners, I think like there's such a small subset of us in the world that like you go to another person's mill and it's like maybe 4 or 5 years ago before we started this mill, I'd look around and be like, that's a lot of equipment. I have no idea. And now it's like, oh my God, can you show me under the hood to that car?
Yeah. We don't need to see your spinner. We know about spinners. Talk to us about this comber. And they did it in slow motion so we could see how it works. And it's
cool.
It's very cool. And it's just the engineering behind coming up with it is incredible. And of course you look at their scouring system. Yeah, we're doing it that way. It was a lot of fun and we appreciated
fun to rub elbows with. So we really thank you to Belle and Paul for allowing us.
So we have to figure out what to do, whether to send it down there. The other thought I had, because it's absolutely clean, is it might
it has no lanolin. That's what we mean.
Zero lanolin. It might make great insulation.
Yeah, I don't think we're ultimately gonna. I think we looked at the cost. I'm not really sure it makes sense to involve another step
mill
in the process and try to keep our final costs about the same.
Yeah.
So we're still figuring that out, but
I think I'm surprising you with this, but I have a bead on an insulation solution. Well, so we'll see.
I would love to like to hear more. And
I don't
want you guys all posted.
Well, and I don't want it to go to the dump.
Well, it's not going to the dump. Yeah, we'll find some way somehow to make use, and maybe who knows? We're putting this out there in the world. Maybe someone has some ideas out there.
So, I'm going to ask you a quiz question.
Oh boy! Okay.
I know you're ready.
I haven't even had any caffeine.
Is this no caffeine?
No.
This. I don't think caffeine would help you. Okay. What is the significance of October 30th, 2003?
2003. Okay, I was like in the 7th grade. No.
Ding, time's up.
No idea.
That is when Wicked debuted on Broadway.
Okay, too young to care at that point.
Well, Wicked, which if you got to know about Wicked. It was just an incredible smash hit from the day it premiered.
I've been to Wicked, and when I didn't remember the premiere, but it was around with the theater kids. Yeah, in high school, and
21 years. It's just an incredible run. My kids loved it, saw it on Broadway, and I don't know what took them so long. Finally, they were going to do the movie version.
Well, I feel that's very hip right now, right? Because you've got this is a movie version. This isn't like Hamilton, right? This is like Hamilton when they recorded it.
That was
this is a cinematic movie,
right? Yeah. So it's going to premiere this coming Friday. So of course, we've taken advantage of that. Why wouldn't we? Because we can.
We made some beautiful yarn.
Yeah, go first.
Based on Wicked. This one we're calling Popular. And I don't even know if you're going to be able to... It is just like...
ballerina pink.
With some white. It is very pastel. It is very...
Glinda-like.
Glinda. So you can imagine a fairy. I don't know, is Glinda a fairy? I forget the story. But it is nice and light and pink and beautiful.
And she's popular, and so we're calling it Popular.
Okay, what else
and then
you got?
I have one that we're calling Defying Gravity.
Defying Gravity.
Oh my
I can't not. Okay.
All right, keep going.
No, I'm done. That's all you're getting on the Millcast.
So it's the marvelous dark and green, the kind of the wicked green. So we thought this would be a lot of fun. And so when can people get this?
Tuesday, the earliest you can watch this Millcast. That Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, and we're not going to do it again. We have a limited edition, but we just thought, if you've got I don't know, kids in your family who are way into Wicked, or yourself, and you want to have a little fun.
Just like these colors, because this is pretty different from stuff that we've got on the shelves.
Totally different,
so it's in our sport weight.
Yeah.
And we're also offering a bundle, so it's a 10% savings if you get one of each of these skeins. This is your Wicked bundle, save 10%. Otherwise, limited edition, regular price, individual skeins. So we've got what we've got. Check it out.
Yeah, very fun.
Yeah.
I have a quick short story for you.
Can't wait.
A while back on the Millcast, we shared with you a custom processing order where they added some silk to their wool. Technicolor Sari silk. So it gave a little pop of shine in this dark wool. And color, absolutely. And so we thought, wow, we should try that, right?
Let's steal that idea.
Okay, borrow. I don't know. So we
were inspired.
We were inspired. So we knew where to get the wool, get the silk. Ordered it. It came. It wasn't enough because we really wanted to do about 5% silk to the wool. Mm-hmm. So I went to order some more. And again, I had trouble getting my credit card to go through. I was so frustrated. And then all of a sudden a thing popped up that said, oh, well, you can use Google Pay. And I was like, fine, Google Pay. I press it, it goes through. And as it goes through, I realized it had my old mailing address from 12 years ago.
So
before we moved to Vermont.
So
it's going to Illinois. Wilmette, Illinois. I'm like, oh my God. So I immediately emailed the owner of the store. Immediately. 3 hours later, she says, I'm sorry, it's already shipped. I didn't see this email in time. I was like, oh my God. And by the way, I'm sold out. I'm not feeling well. I won't be doing this again. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I thought, well, okay, I'm going to Google the family we sold the house 12 years ago. I don't know if they're still there. I knew she had passed away of cancer. I found him. I found his company. I emailed the company. I said, is so-and-so still there? If so, package is coming to his house. I don't hear anything. I try one more time. Then I get an email coming back that says, I've been traveling a lot, but yeah, I'll look for it. And, I'm just thinking, oh, this is gone. I don't know where we're going to get the silk.
It wasn't like $1,000 worth. This was a small order, but it's still annoying. A headache, for sure.
Little. And he says, when I get back, I'll see what I can do. Then out of the blue, I get an email. My son plays hockey for Cornell.
Okay.
You with me? And they're playing Dartmouth Friday night. I'll be there tomorrow to watch my son. Would you like me to mail it from New Hampshire instead of Illinois?
You're like, I will meet
email him back. I go, I am 10 minutes from Dartmouth.
So you got to meet this person?
I didn't. He left it with the concierge at the hotel. And I stopped by there and I got the silk and I was like, this is hilarious.
That's so funny.
And he made it a point because he had gone to Dartmouth. So that was part of the reason.
What a small world.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And that they packed it in their suitcase and remembered.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was a small package, but yeah, and you could crunch it down. But yes, it was terrific. So I got the silk. We're back on track.
Okay, we totally forgot the best part of our story about Pict Wool, and that reminded me of it.
God. Oh, Judith. Hey, we are on the ball. Okay, set aside the silk story. Rewind. We're down at, by the way, Pict Wool is in southern New Hampshire. It's near Wilton.
Yes.
That's the name of the mill. So
yeah, it was a road trip and a half to get there because you can't get there from here.
I can tell you, it was 81 miles.
It was 81 miles.
So we go to the mill and we go out to lunch.
Yes.
And then the problems began.
Well, we noticed that the charge on the electric car that we had decided to drive down there without thinking about it was pretty low. In fact,
too low.
Way too low to get home.
Oh, God.
So,
Man, you were Johnny on the spot.
I was what?
Johnny on the spot. You never heard that expression?
Like I got with it?
Yeah, you so got into problem solving mode.
Yeah.
I was like going, oh, God, I never used the app on my phone to find
those who have e-cars will know, and maybe it's different in other parts of the country, but in rural New Hampshire there just isn't a lot of, it's not like there's way fewer than there are gas stations, let's put it that way. And it takes way longer, especially if you get a slow charger to sit there. So we knew we were going to be late. We knew I was going to miss daycare pickup. Thank God for Cody. He managed that.
I felt terrible.
It all worked out, but so we found our first, like, the closest charger, but
we would have been there overnight trying to get
it. It wouldn't work. I had to call customer service. I was just like, thank God we have cell service, because you don't many places around here.
Right.
And then we decided to go out of our way about 30 minutes to Manchester, the next big town, to sit in
Manchester, New Hampshire
car dealership alley and use their fast charger. So we get there, we plug in, we're like, let's make lemonade out of this. We're thinking about a box truck. Let's go in and talk to folks about a box truck. Maybe this will be the reason why we had to get stuck here today. So we went in, we met their lovely salespeople. We were chit-chatting. We go back to the car.
Oh my God.
Like, okay, I'd set a timer for like 20 minutes. We've done our bathroom break. Like, great. We're like, we might even make it for daycare. We get in the car and it's like, it's not charging.
It's not charging. It stopped charging immediately.
Yeah.
So there we are, killing time while the car is not charging.
Yeah. So then to make matters even more challenging, a very sweet old man was there fumbling with the charger, trying to get it on his car. My suspicion is he somehow canceled our charge. Whatever. Yeah. He needed some technical help. But yeah, we were able to get our car back in charging. We helped him out.
And we decided to stay in the car watching it charge, so it would not disconnect. And it was, and
we were still close. We charged like 30 more miles than we needed, and we were still a little like.
I get home and it was my car, and he goes, "Did you make it home?" Because I'm on a hill.
Yeah.
And, if you're on a hill. It may only be 2 miles to get up the hill, but it's going to take 6 miles off the thing because of the energy it takes to go up the hill.
Anyways, long story short, long story long, we did make it.
We
still like each other.
Yeah.
I came away thinking I'm more grateful than ever that you are my business partner, because we can handle these things together. Yeah. How's that for cheesy Monday stuff?
Yeah, no, that is good. Because it's situations like that where your instinct is just to dissolve into cursing. And if Todd had been with me, I would have been blaming him. But it's my fault. I mean, yeah.
I don't even think it was, but whatever. I will never go in Peg's car without checking the battery again.
Yeah. Well, even it was fully charged. It's just that
it was a long way to go.
Yeah.
So we needed a plan.
We needed a different plan for sure.
I got back to the mill, and how's this for a segue? The Solstice Boxes. After this whole trip, I got in and I was thinking, man, I thought I really needed a few more hours to work on these Solstice Boxes. Those were our advent calendar. They were taking a very long time.
Right, because there's a lot of parts, and they've got to be.
Yeah, we had to individually wrap
all of it. Yeah. And
11 skeins per box. Anyways, so we had a bunch of them to do. And in the morning, we sort of said, we'd use some help on there. So we had some folks working on them, and I expected there to be at least like 20 boxes left to go when I got back. I came back, and I had all the boxes just completely ready to go.
Yep.
Just waiting for me to put a shipping label on. And I felt so grateful to our amazing staff
the team,
for getting that together.
The team got it done.
Yeah, that day ended up being just fine.
Just fine.
And we got a lot of good conversation out of it. And now we have our good story for the Millcast that we almost forgot to tell you.
Yeah.
So
that was wow. Yeah, that was ridiculous. Anyway, so the Solstice Boxes, they say, out the door.
Out the door. I think I have really 2 more to ship today. I needed to confirm some addresses, and then they're gone. So hopefully folks like them. A lot of hard work has gone into them. And if you got them and you got the pattern and you're a little... If you are confused, I didn't write this on the pattern, but that's, holler at me about that.
Yeah, you did all the layout. It's really gorgeous.
But I can't wait to see how they knit up.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm really excited.
So we have one more box for the year.
Yes, we have our holiday box, which is shipping in early December, a couple of weeks from now. And we have a few of those left. So if you missed Solstice Box and you want to treat yourself to some very cool, curated... Fun. Things. Great. In addition to yarn, it comes with a
unique collection of yarns than some of our favorite things in the area.
Yeah, that is still available and would make a fabulous gift for yourself, your knitting friend, your knitting child, whatever. So those are available now.
Now, is there something special about it on Instagram?
Yes, thank you for that segue. Yeah. If you want a holiday box and you don't want to pay for it, you can enter the Instagram giveaway this week. I'm forgetting the specific rules, but it's one of those, like us, follow us, put a few comments in the post. But if you go to our Instagram page, you'll see a post that is going out on Monday of this week. And follow those rules and you might be the lucky randomly drawn winner.
Nice.
But otherwise, you can just pay for one too.
Yeah.
That's available.
So things have been very busy in the mill. We don't have any samples to show, but I just want you to know, man, we have been working on overdrive to do both. You know, the idea of doing something for Wicked, as usual, was sort of spur of the moment. So it was like, oh, put the brakes on this, get other things going. So lots going on.
That looks fun and shiny. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that. But the mill has been working on overtime, and one of the things we're doing is because it's holiday season, we're going to have a.
Oh yeah, that's a good heads up. We're having a Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend sale, as I'm sure everyone expects. I'm not going to get into details here, but just make sure you're on our newsletter to find out about that.
Yeah, and we want to make certain we're well stocked, which is part of the reason why we're working in overdrive. You knitting anything?
Yes, but I didn't bring it, and I honestly don't think I knit a row of it this week. It's still the muscle burrow hat, so go for it.
I am going to show a little bit of knitting. Okay. I did not bring this before. I don't think I did.
No, I don't think you
did. So this is my, how do you pronounce it?
I say muscle burrow, but I have no idea. Musselburgh.
So this is my...
that looks fantastic.
I wish I had done it just a little bit longer. I don't know why I didn't, because I had...
Actually, I have mine here. I'm going to grab it.
I wish I had a little bit more, but I love it. It's really, really warm. Oh yeah, let's see. So, you did yours.
I did mine without a fold, but I still wish it was a little longer.
Isn't that interesting? Cover my ears. So I can roll mine down, but then I don't have. Then it looks a little silly. So I have that, and
folks, this is what they are. In case you didn't see it, they look like a football, basically a deflated football. And then so unfortunately, that also means that and I might do this. I might rip out one end to add some length to it. Oh, but then I'd have to redo the whole crown shaping, which, if I'm honest, took me like one evening. But still.
I thought about that too, and I thought, no. So I've started another just because I have so much. I'll explain to you why I've started another. This is out of my Corriedale, and I'm going to do it where I go halfway, and then I'm going to do the red.
You'll do reversible.
Because this is that sweater that I did, the Burnt Orange by Thea Coleman.
Yes.
This is the red, and I just love it.
So I thought this would be BFL Crimson? Is that no.
This is my Corriedale dyed.
That's right.
So I think that's going to be gorgeous. And the reason why I've picked this up, it's an easy knit, is the last time.
Once you get past the cast on. The cast on is tricky.
Yeah, you got to, everybody has to get out of the room and not listen to me go crack. The reason I'm doing that is I have gone as far as I want to go on my son-in-law's Stephen West Dustland, and I just decided they're coming for Thanksgiving, and I want to slide this on him.
Yep.
To see if it's going to be, if it's too big. My gut is it might be a little too big, and if I got the courage to rip it all out, and all I would do is go down a needle size. But I don't want to do anything
or find a bigger son-in-law.
Yeah. Or I make this a capelet and start over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But I thought I just could not see continuing having him try it on and then be going, oh my God.
I'd be curious to hear, folks, what would you do in this case?
Yeah, what would you do? I mean, it's not like a Christmas present. I mean, it could have been. It could still be. But it wasn't like I was trying to do a big surprise. You're not like
rushed to get it done.
No, and I know he doesn't know anything about it, but that's okay. When he comes, I'm going to say, hey, Jason, yeah. I mean, I like it, but I don't want it to look dumpy on him. I want it to fit as a good-looking young man.
Personally feel as I've matured in my knitting career.
Yes.
It is, I think, most always worth it to make the thing like better despite the hard work. Oh, you most always. Unlike, like, kids are the great exception, because as long as you shoot a little too large, they will grow to fit your garment.
So what you're saying is if you have to rip it out, rip it out.
I think so. Or find a different purpose for it, but don't try to make it for him still, knowing it's not the perfect sweater.
Totally agree. Yeah. Totally agree with you.
Because it's too, like, because otherwise they'll never wear it. Or like, you'll never wear it. Or you'll wear it and you'll feel like, ooh, I just wish it was a little different.
It's only time.
You gotta like knitting to do it.
Yeah, really, but this is what when I went down to that wedding in Florida, that's all I was knitting going down and coming back. So if I have to start over, I just have to go to another wedding. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah, go to Florida again. No. Sounds great. What else have we got?
Yeah, we got our last thing here is that we are 'tis the season. And as you guys know, we have what we call our warehouse retail space, but we're not. Ta-da! Yeah, people make appointments and come in, or we have open houses. And we just decided that there's a little bit of frustration with that solution for the holidays. So we're going to have some Saturday hours.
Mm-hmm. We're going to try it out, see if folks come. Peg's sister / mill worker, Eileen, has agreed to staff these hours. Yeah. So it's not the full open house experience. No. Likely there's no but if you want to, but it's
if you want to do a little shopping.
Pick your skeins out in person. So that's going to be every Saturday from the Saturday after Thanksgiving through to the 21st or whatever the one before Christmas is. Right. And that'll be 10 to 1. The hours are on the website.
Yeah. 10 to 1.
Yep. And then in addition, we have our December open house. I believe it's December 15th. That's a Friday night.
I think that sounds right. That'll be fun.
From 3 to 5. So maybe we'll do something a little holiday festive.
Well, we got to have holiday music.
Of course.
Maybe cookies. Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, we'll tell you more about that later. And
thanks for listening to all our stories. It was a story-packed episode here.
Yeah. DM us if you didn't like it.
Oh. Really?
Feeling spicy.
Jeez. And on that note.
All right. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.